So today I'm going to spend 10 minutes running through some of the basics of who we are, Boldly, our supervision offering, and introducing Paul, our coach supervisor, and of course then handing to Paul, most importantly, handing to Paul for our supervision session. Please at any point feel free to jump in with questions or anything that you would like to have confirmed. Very happy to keep it fluid. So first off, I would just like to explain who we are. There are a couple of people on the call who I know aren't already existing Boldly coaches. So thank you and welcome. We're really happy to have you. So Lantern Rouge is the company behind Boldly. Boldly is the name of our coaching technology, basically our coaching platform. So I am the coach business partner working for Lantern Rouge. And I support our community of coaches through, meeting you all and completing interviews, but also, of course, managing our relationship and connecting you to engagements, most importantly. We also, of course, run this coach supervision program. So Lantern Rouge also offer a talent management advisory, some consulting services. We have a productized services arm, which is where we fall with the coach brokerage. And then, of course, Boldly, our platform, as I mentioned. Has anyone got questions on those sort of big picture elements that I can help with, or are we happy to move on? Wonderful. So our coach supervision is a really important part of the work that we do. We're very interested in positively impacting the coaching culture and the coaching industry for good. We are very interested in helping you invest in your professional development. We are also can see this beautiful opportunity for our coach community to connect and support each other. So it was a really, easy decision for us to decide to partner with Paul and move into supervision. A commonly asked question that we receive is the difference between coach supervision and coach mentoring. So I thought I'd just spend a quick minute explaining the core differences, and then perhaps Paul will have some other, info to elaborate. So essentially, supervision is a more collaborative and reflective learning practice, which you all, I'm sure you understand that key difference. So we create a safe, reflective environment, which allows you to share your successes and failures and ideally gives you a broad, rich support, basically broader than a mentoring relationship. You can count 10 hours of coach supervision towards your CCE units for ICF. Coach mentoring, in contrast, is more about technical coach skill building and typically responds to an observed or a recorded coaching session and manages more the ICF core competencies and, your skills, where your skills and building skills towards those competencies. That is the 10 hours that are required by the ICF when you're applying for a new level or every 3 years. I hope that distinction is clear. Paul, is there something else that you can add to give some more context?
Sure. Yeah, briefly, one of the easiest ways to share it is that mentor coaching is definitely much more of a hierarchical relationship. If we've had it, we know that we get advisement, we ask questions, we get advice in order to hone our, what I like to refer as doing skills. How do I do coaching better? Whereas supervision is much more of a flat relationship, much more akin to what a coaching relationship would be like. I often call it meta coaching, if you will. And so in this flat relationship, it's much more focused on your own awareness, whereas my mentor likes to share where the personal may be intruding on the professional, and how you show up as a coach. And so doing it in this reflective space allows you to gain a new perspective, because as we know, sometimes as coaches, we get so far into our client's world, or get so far into the engagement, we may miss things. And so having either a one-on-one relationship or a group supervision, which is what we will be offering, allows you in a collaborative environment to see things in different ways. And so, yes, you may learn how to do something different, but oftentimes it's much more about who you are being and who you are becoming as a coach.
Thank you so much, Paul.
Yeah.
It's obviously a really important point for today and a really important distinction. Has anyone got any pressing questions they'd like to ask either of us at this stage? Okay, I'll pass to Paul.
Yeah, so I kind of touched upon this already, and for the purposes of time, we'll move through this, but of course we will answer any questions. The 3 tenets, the formative, which does have some elements of what we know of in some parts of the mentor coaching relationship, where you develop yourself, develop how you are showing up, but so much of the supervision process is really more these second 2 tenets. The normative, where you may have some ethical quandaries or some boundaries that may be crossed, especially if you have a stakeholder, and we know with sponsored relationships, there can be lots of dynamics that could happen. Having a second set of eyes to reflect and get a little clear upon that is really very helpful. So me knowing the ethical competencies and requirements, the ICF and the EMCC, which I'm a part of as well, is really important. And then the last is really the most important. That is the restorative environment. You know, we as coaches, I may be assuming for all of us, but I know myself, I am a people person. I'm in this profession because I love people, and yet we spend so much of our time sitting alone, especially this year, alone in a room, asking other people questions. And so it's really helpful to have a group, a supportive group with a trained supervisor to help create an environment where you can restore yourself, or you can learn a little bit more about potential blind spots, or where you may be getting too close, and like I said, where the personal may be intruding on the professional. And so happy to answer more questions now or at the end about these tenets.
Thanks, Paul.
Yeah.
So I will quickly, also I appreciate we started a few minutes late, so just in the interest of time, I will give a quick overview of our Lantern Rouge supervision model. So at the centre, what's very important for you to know is at the centre of this model is you as the coach, and we have built it with of course you as our focus. So this diagram is showing that the coach is in the middle with support all the way around from a supervisor, and then we have a Lantern Rouge and Boldly support with your coach community within that as well. So we want you to feel very supported and to also be able to use that coach community in your supervision journey. It's a big part of why we join you together for group supervision. So quickly, I will show you these key moments that we believe you are able to achieve through going through a supervision program. So we can talk to you about whether supervision is right for you and help you understand how it can support your ICF accreditations. Also, in our next group supervision, it is Paul who is running it, but we do have scope for supervisor matching if we're looking at a one-on-one situation as well. We do a lot of pre-work with you to ensure that you are doing some pre-flexion before you start your supervision journey, and you're entering into it in the right headspace, right frame of mind. Our group engagement is a mixture of group hours and one-on-one session, and completes 10 hours between those two, and we run monthly sessions. Throughout each session, before and after each session and before and after the engagement, we also run some reflective practice and really encourage you to, you know, keep that space for you to you know, grow as a coach, the whole point of this. And then we work with you and really encourage you to maintain those relationships once you're back out of program and back in the job to sustain that development. So the next session that we are running is kicking off on the 24th of September, if it's of interest to you. We are running it with Paul and run 6 90-minute sessions. And in addition to that, one 60-minute one-on-one session. It's hosted on Boldly, our coaching platform, so a virtual delivery. And included in that is your ability to chat to each other within that 6-month time frame, and also access to Paul, and then additionally a tailored media journey while you're in that 6-month program. Any questions on that to answer now? Of course, we can also pick it up afterwards if there is anything specific. Okay, so Paul, as you have now heard from him and I've mentioned a few times, Paul is our Boldly
You can go through this quickly.
Yeah, I will. He's our Boldly coach supervisor. So he is already running coach supervision for us, and he is a you know, certified coach supervisor. He's also very experienced both in coaching, and he also is a psychologist, which helps. He is based in LA, and as you can tell, a very you know, approachable person, and a really great fit, I think, for our goals for running the supervision. So thank you so much, Paul, for running today and also for partnering for the supervision.